Susan. Looks like everybody's here.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to call the August 18th stand-up meeting of the Health Committee to order. We have 2 items for action today. The first one is request approval of Board of Health bills. Last week or 2 weeks ago when we did this, I think we missed the Board of Health, so we just have to approve their prepaid total of $240,645.80. Do I have a motion for that, please? Yeah. Motion by Chung, second by Metzger. Will you call the roll, please?
Mm-hmm. Ms. Robustelli? He was having some issues.
Yes.
Thank you. Member Gordon?
Yes.
Member Wendt? Member Wendt? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Member Martin? Thank you. Yes? Member Martin, I'm not hearing you.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you. Member Metzger?
Yes.
Member Chung?
Yes.
Chairman Schaefer, will you be voting?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, the other item for action we have is request approval and emergency appropriation ordinance amending the McLean County fiscal year 2020 combined annual appropriation budget ordinance for Fund 107. Is there a motion? Motion by Chung, second by Martin. Any questions? This is for the state money for the contact tracing for the health department.
And Chairman Schaefer, this is Ms. Rodriguez, even though I'm on Chairman McIntyre's square. Ms. McKnight had to attend a meeting at ISU, and so she asked if I would be available to answer questions, and I will do my best if the committee has some questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions about this? Okay, hearing none. Are we ready to vote? Ms. Morlock, please call the roll.
Member Robustelli? Member
Yes. 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 Sorry.
Sorry. Member Gordon?
Yes.
Member Wendt?
Yes.
Member Martin?
Yeah.
Thank you. Member Metzger?
Yes.
Member Chung?
Yes.
Chairman Schaefer?
Yes. Thank you. And this stand-up is adjourned.
George? I hear everybody. Has anybody seen, did Bloomfield join in yet? Okay. I think I have everybody but Miss Bloomfield, so you've got a quorum.
Yes, ma'am, we do.
Thank you.
I'd like to call this stand-up meeting of the Justice Committee to order. We bring 4 items for action to the stand-up this afternoon. Item B1A, request approval of critical hire requests found on page 6. I'll entertain a motion. Moved by Member Martin, seconded by Member Schaefer. Questions, comments, or discussion? Hearing none, I believe we're ready to vote. The chair will vote. Ms. Morlock, will you handle the roll call?
Thank you. Member Wendt?
Yes.
Member Schaefer?
Yes.
Member Robustelli?
Yes.
Member Martin?
Yes.
Member Soldner?
Yeah.
Thank you. Member Bloomfield? Nope, I forgot she wasn't here. Sorry. Chairman Gordon?
Yes.
Having trouble there.
Item B1B, request approval of an Illinois Criminal Justice Information Authority grant agreement for Adult Redeploy Illinois through Court Services found on pages 7 through 69. I'll entertain a motion for that. Moved by member Schaefer, seconded by member Martin. Questions, comments, or discussion? Seeing none, hearing none, I believe we're ready to vote. The chair will vote.
Member Went,
Yes.
member Schaefer,
Yes.
member Robustelli, member Robustelli. Wonder if he's got, oh, there we go.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Member Martin,
Yes.
member Soldner.
Yes.
Member Bloomfield. Gosh darn it, I keep doing that. I'm so sorry. Chairman Gordon.
Yes.
Sorry.
When member Bloomfield shows up, you'll be the first to know. Item B1C, request approval of an intergovernmental agreement between the State of Illinois Department of Children and Family Services and the County of McLean for the Children's Advocacy Center, pages 70 through 122. Do I have a motion? Moved by member Robustelli, seconded by member Martin. Questions, comments, or discussion on this proposal? Seeing none and hearing none, we're ready for the roll call. The chair will vote.
Member Went,
Yes.
member Schaefer,
Yes.
member Robustelli,
Yes,
member Martin,
Yes.
member Soldner,
Yes.
Chairman Gordon.
Yes. Our last item for this stand-up meeting is item B1D, request approval of a grant agreement between the Children's Advocacy Center of Illinois and the Children's Advocacy Center of McLean County, pages 123 through 191. I'll entertain a motion. Moved by member Robustelli. Is there a second? Seconded by member Soldner. Questions, comments, or discussion on this proposal? Member Soldner, did I see you have your hand up?
Oh, I was just seconding the motion.
Thank you. Any questions, comments, or discussion on this proposal? Hearing none, I believe we are ready to vote. The chair will vote.
Member Went,
Yes.
member Schaefer,
Yes.
member Robustelli,
yes,
member Martin,
Yes.
member Soldner,
Yes.
member Bloomfield, Chairman Gordon.
Yes. We have no other business. This stand-up meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Josh. Still don't see Miss Bloomfield. So, okay, Josh, I've got it if you're ready.
Okay. Well, with that, now I'd like to call the stand-up meeting for Property Committee to order for Tuesday, August 18th, 2020. First order of business on the stand-up agenda is item C1A, request approval of a natural gas contract for county facilities. I see Mr. Joe Cooper is here from Vanguard. Would be happy, I'm sure, to answer any questions that we may have, as well as Administrator Rodriguez. But before we get to that, let's look for a motion to approve this item. A motion by member Johnston, second by member Thompson. Any questions or discussion from the committee? Okay, hearing and seeing none. Ms. Morlock, please call the roll. The chair will vote.
Member Beard,
Yes.
member Johnston,
Yes.
member Smith,
Yes.
member Thompson,
Yes.
member Friedrich,
Yes.
Chairman Barnett.
Yes.
Okay, that passes.
Unanimous. Okay. Thank you very much. Next item on the property committee agenda is item C1B, request approval of an ordinance creating chapter 305, parades, demonstrations, and other gatherings of the McLean County Code, which was to be distributed. And that was emailed to all of you by State's Attorney Knapp. Before we begin any discussion on this, we need a motion from the committee. A motion by Member Smith, a second. Second by Member Thompson. All right. Any questions or discussion? Vice Chair Beard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to make a motion to table this item until our September property committee meeting. There are a number of parts of this ordinance that I have questions about, and I don't think we've had time to vet those out through the stand-up process. So I would not support it as written today, but I'm fully supportive of the idea of formalizing the policy for how we use county-owned space. I would just prefer that we do that through the regular committee meeting structure. So again, I'd like to make a motion to table until September property.
Okay, Vice Chair Beard has made a motion to table this to the September property committee meeting, which is, as I'm scrolling to my calendar, Thursday, September 3rd. So to table it to that date. Is there a second from the committee? Second by Member Smith. Any comments or discussion on tabling the agenda item? All right, seeing none, Ms. Morlock, please call the roll. The chair will vote.
Sorry, I was writing down a note. Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Johnston,
Yes.
Member Smith,
Yes.
Member Thompson,
Yes.
Member Friedrich,
Yes.
Chairman Barnett.
Yes. There are no other items to come before property stand-up. Thank you all committee members for your service to the county. Stand-up is adjourned.
Member Paisley is on. Yes. I see Mr. Paisley.
I've not seen him.
Okay. Member Martin, I do not see Chairman Paisley. You do have a quorum if you want to go ahead with this meeting.
I do. We'll go ahead and get started. Transportation Committee has 3 items to be presented. First one is a request approval of a resolution authorizing execution and amendment of the Federal CARES Act, Section 5311 grant agreement. Do I have a motion? Motion by Member Johnston, second by Member Smith. Any discussion? Seeing none, are we ready to vote? Ms. Morlock, go ahead and call the roll.
Sure, and will you be voting?
I will.
Thank you. Member Johnston,
Yes.
Member Smith,
Yes.
Member Thompson,
Yes.
Member Wachinski.
Yes.
Member Friedrich,
Yes.
Member Martin.
Yes.
Okay, that passes.
Okay. D1B, request approval of a resolution authorizing execution and amendment of the Downstate Operating Assistance Grant Agreement, and I'll take a motion. Motion by Member Thompson, second by Member Smith. Any discussion? We ready to vote? I will vote. Go ahead, Ms. Morlock.
Thank you. Member Johnston,
Yes.
Member Smith,
Yes.
Member Thompson,
Yes.
Member Wachinski,
Yes.
Member Friedrich,
Yes.
Member Martin.
Yes.
That carries.
B1C, jurisdictional transfer for Seminary Street and Downs. I believe we can take all three of these as one motion. Is that correct? Is there any objection to that?
I said I think we can do all three since they all have to do with the same thing.
Okay. Do I have a motion to discuss? Motion by Member Friedrich. Do I have a second?
I think Ms. Wachinski has got her hand up.
Ah, there you are. Any discussion? Member Thompson.
Thank you. I guess I have some concerns transferring jurisdiction between two major routes, State Highway 150 and the interstate system. I know a lot of people use that route. With us making a huge investment, I think it would be best if we kept jurisdiction of that. Hopefully, maybe we could go back and work something out with Downs and come to a solution that would be workable for everyone. A lot with us still maintaining jurisdiction. So I would be voting against this to transfer jurisdiction.
Thank you, Member Thompson. Is there anybody else? Member Friedrich.
Thank you. Yes, I agree with Member Thompson. I've been getting a lot of calls from constituents in my area last couple days. I know it's been late coming to the table, but there's been some concerns out and giving that jurisdiction back to the city, to the Village of Downs, and it's forevermore gone. So I will be opposed to this transfer as well. And if the group so chooses to move it back, so be it, but I'm opposed to this transfer.
Okay. Is there anyone else that would like to offer a comment? Member Johnston.
Thank you. I want to quickly just agree with Member Frederick. I mean, we have this process for a reason. It can be a bit drawn out sometimes, and I think that he's right that once we transfer this, it is gone. And people have, as it's come into light, people have they've been raising more concerns, and I think that it requires more deliberation if we were going to actually to do this. So I will also be voting against it.
All right, thank you. Member Casely, I see that you've just joined us.
Yes.
We are on D1C, jurisdictional transfer of Seminary Street and Downs. Are you willing to vote on this, or?
Yes, I will.
Are you?
All right, Ms. Morlock, you want to go ahead and call the roll? I will vote.
Thank you. Member Johnston,
No.
Member Smith,
No.
Member Thompson,
No.
Member Wachinski,
No.
Member Friedrich,
No.
Member Casely,
No.
Member Martin.
No.
It does not pass.
All right, that concludes the Transportation Committee stand-up.
Thank you.
I'd like to bring up another matter to us before we adjourn.
Certainly, Chairman.
And that is the proposition of show bus. And that came by letter from the Regional Planning Commission. The letter was dated August 10th, and we never have seen this in committee. And I wonder if we shouldn't require it to go through the normal committee process rather than just approving it without going through the normal committee process. And I think that is not a good way to go about doing our business. I don't know if any of the rest of you feel that way, but let me see if I can find it. Yes, it's item C, 1A and B.
What month?
And I think we would probably approve this, but I think that we should at least take a look at it in committee.
They already passed it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the one that, this is the agreement based on the application that they already did see.
Chairman Kaisley, this is Camille. Is this in reference to an item that's in the board packet or the stand-up? I'm sorry that I don't see it under.
It's
this
in the board.
particular-
It's in the board packet on page 6.
Okay. I don't
It's
have
the last item on the bottom of page 6. And we have never considered this in committee. And it appears to me that it's something we would probably want to adopt, but I think that we should take it up in committee, and we are going to be meeting on September 1 and could take it up at that time.
My apologies, Transportation Committee. The items D, 1A and B that were just passed are those items. And it was my understanding, I do have County Engineer Stokes here with me, and he can clarify or expound, but it was my understanding that these were items that were subsequent to the application process that Show Bus went through. So we approved the Show Bus application process, and the grant agreements then arrived, and it was a process, step by step. And so I can take leave of the podium and have County Engineer Stokes expound a little further should there be other questions. But those were the two items, D, 1A and B, that just went through stand-up.
All right, we'd be happy to hear from Mr. Stokes.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. So these applications were approved back in April, and so the applications get approved, then they go to IDOT for approval again to the transit system, and they went ahead and made a change to just the resolution that the county board chairman has to sign. And so this basically just updating the resolutions to fit what IDOT wants. So we've seen the agreements and everything. It's just the resolution changed a little bit, the wording on it.
All right, Member Johnson.
This is just about a point of order. As we've already passed it in the stand-up, would it be better to have this discussion either in the executive stand-up or in the full county board meeting?
I don't know. I think either place would be fine.
But you're gonna have to reconsider the motion to reconsider. And it's gonna have to send it voted again. Yeah, you're gonna have to have a motion to reconsider by somebody if they want to vote on it again here. Since you already voted on it here, you could have the discussion at the county board meeting if you want, as far as to reconsider. Because you're gonna have to do a motion to reconsider. It's already been voted on. It's already passed here. So it's passed on to board, so you could go on to board. But usually a motion to reconsider is at the next meeting. I would have to have legal look up the rules and see if the motion to reconsider could happen here or at the next meeting. because it already passed unanimously through transportation. And like he said, these are already applications that went through in April. All of these documents were already submitted in April and considered in April. And now these are just the agreements that are following up on the applications. And they've made one change to a document in the resolution part, which are the 3 pages that are actually in there. So it has already been considered if you want to look at it that way.
Well, I think it's up to the members of the committee how they feel about it. Are you prepared to let this go to the board today? Or do you want to take another look at it in its amended form?
I would let our legal counsel discuss that.
Hello. So just to answer the point of order, if Member Casely would like to make the motion to reopen to
But he didn't vote.
do that, we talk about it, or if anyone else on that committee would like to do that, since this committee meeting is now adjourned, I would suggest doing it that way. But I'll leave it to you to decide how you want to talk about it. But if it's going to be in this committee, I would suggest reopening at this point.
Do any members of the committee wish to be heard on that? All right, I'm going to opt for leaving it on the agenda then. And we will then adjourn.
Thank you.
We ready for finance?
Member Barnett is here, Member Erickson's here too. Yes, sir, we're ready for finance.
Okay, thanks everyone for coming. We have 2 items today. First one is item E1A, request approval of a resolution amending the funded full-time equivalent position resolution for 2020, Fund 001, Department 002. Comes from the county administrator. I would entertain a motion. Member Beard, the second. Member Metzger. Ms. Rodriguez, would you like to lead us on this?
Thank you, Chairman Soldner. I present to you a request to consider a reorganization of the county administrator's office. In effect, as demonstrated in my document on pages 208 and 209 in the memo that I wrote, the operational needs of the office have tremendously changed, especially in light of the pandemic. And as I noted, there are 2 individuals in the office that tend to be answering all of the phone calls, but one of those continues to be our HR assistant, and the bulk of the tasks performed by that individual are not HR related. And as we have noticed an uptick in the phone calls to the office, because a lot of our public are calling first, which we encourage during a pandemic to make appointments to come in or to learn about services over the phone, it's become increasingly difficult for us to build our very small but mighty HR department. We hired an HR manager, we have an HR assistant, but it's been somewhat impossible for us to implement any of the programs that we have wanted to do or that have been at the direction of the board with intent to that position. So I've shown how if we take a portion of a position which was the 0.6 of the public health communication specialist and make that into a 1.0 or a full-time employee in an office support specialist 2, that it will substantially improve our customer service abilities within the county administrator's office, and then allow us to effectuate our HR programming.
All right, any questions? I'm looking at all my tiles. I don't see any. I guess, are we ready to vote then? Okay, Chairman, I'm sorry, Member Robustelli.
Yeah, I just want to make a general statement, because one of the things that I'm growing more and more concerned about, even just today, is substantive changes to the organization or ordinances or other things that are coming before us in a stand-up meeting. I really think that we need to be, as far as my experiences on the board, we haven't done a lot of substantive things during our stand-up meetings because we don't have the time to go into the details and understand the implications. They're mostly routine, or they're things that are time sensitive. So I just put that out there because today, especially, there are at least two items that I think we really should be discussing in committee, and I don't understand the time sensitive nature of this. And so I just want to put that out there as a cautionary tale. I think the default should be we have discussions in committee and then they come to the full board, and we really limit what we put on stand-up agendas. So I'm just noticing a frequency in the meeting today, and I want to bring it to the attention of the chairman. I think in the future, this really needs to be pushed to a full committee meeting.
All right, any other discussion?
Chairman Soldner, I would, if it pleases the committee, at least like to address why this particular item came to stand up, if I may. Is that all right? Well, thank you. I know that I can't answer for every single situation that Member Robustelli is bringing up this evening, but in this particular situation, because of the change in our county board rules of recent, wherein a department head like myself needs to bring a request to their oversight committee first, I brought this particular request to executive committee. And because executive committee occurs after finance, it was my decision to bring it to you with the hope that it would be a consideration instead of me then, because of the order with which I have my meeting last, of course, against all of the other first committee meetings of the month, instead of waiting until September to bring this to the finance committee. So of course, we do respect the robust conversations that can and should occur in committee meeting, but I just, at least in this one particular situation, wanted to bring that to your attention, Member Robustelli, to let you understand why I did that for this request, just so that we didn't have to wait to post it, because as you know, good recruitments take time, and so that's why. Thank you, Chairman Soldner. I appreciate it.
All right, any other comments? All right, ready to vote? Chairman will vote. Roll call. Roll call.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Erickson.
Yes.
Thank you. Member Woolrab.
Yeah.
Member Robustelli.
Yes.
Member Beard.
Yes.
Member Barnett.
Yes.
Chairman Soldner.
Yes. All yes votes, that item passes. Next item is E1B, request approval of a raffle license for Special Olympics of Illinois. I believe that was emailed to everyone. I would entertain a motion. Member Robustelli, second Member Barnett. Again, this is pretty cut and dry, but I don't know whether we need administration to explain it. Again, this is relatively routine. Does anyone have any questions, or would Julie have any comment?
No, they've met all the requirements. In fact, that's part of what was late, was they were trying to decide whether to go with a D or a C, and they decided to go with a C. They had everything in line for that, and so they've met all the requirements for a C.
All right, anybody have a question? not, ready to vote. Chairman will vote. Roll call vote, please.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes.
Member Robustelli,
Yes.
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Chairman Solner.
Yes. That's all we have for finance today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And we have everyone, sir. You're ready to go whenever you are. I'm sorry.
We have everyone present.
I have everyone present.
Well, let's go ahead and let's call the executive committee meeting to order for Tuesday, August 18th, 2020. First item that we have on the agenda are some more reappointments that came in late. Item F1A. Is there a motion to approve? Okay. The motion by Chairman Barnett, second by Member Metzger. Any comments or questions? Just to explain, sometimes these do come in after we've gotten the packet together, and so we really want to accommodate the people that are accepting reappointments to our board. If there are no discussion, I'll ask for a roll call vote.
Will you be voting, sir?
I will.
Thank you. Member Solner,
Yes.
Member Gordon,
Yes.
Member Kaisley, Member Kaisley?
Yeah.
Thank you. Member Erickson? Yes. I'm getting
Too
some
many
feedback.
microphones open, but yes, thank you.
All right, thank you. Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Chairman McIntyre.
Yes.
Count, that carries.
Motion passes. We will move on to item B, request approval of critical hire request, which was B1A. That was in the Justice Committee, which just passed on to us. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by Member Gordon, second. Second by Member Schaefer. Any discussion, comments, or questions? If none, we'll take a roll call vote.
Member Solner,
Yes.
Member Gordon,
Yes.
Member Kaisley,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes,
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Chairman McIntyre.
Yes, motion carries unanimously. We'll move on to item C, request approval of an Illinois Criminal Justice Information Authority grant agreement for Adult Redeploy Illinois for court services, which is item B1B above. And is there a motion to approve? Motion by Member Woolrab, and is there a second by Member Solner? Comments, questions, or discussion? If none, we'll take a roll call vote.
Member Solner,
Chairman will vote.
Member Gordon,
Yes.
Member Kaisley,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
yes,
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Chairman McIntyre.
Yes, motion is carried. We'll move on to item D, request approval of an intergovernmental agreement between the state of Illinois Department of Children and Family Services, DCFS, and the county of McLean for the McLean County Children's Advocacy Center. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by Member Gordon. Is there a second? Second by Member Schaefer. Comments or questions or discussion? If none, we'll have a roll call vote.
Member Solner,
Yes.
Member Gordon,
Yes.
Member Kaisley,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Chairman McIntyre.
Yes, motion is carried unanimously. We'll move on to item E, request approval of a grant agreement between the Children's Advocacy Center of Illinois and the Children's Advocacy Center of McLean County. That was B1D item that was passed on to us from Justice. Is there a motion? Motion by member Woolrab and second by member Metzger. Comments or discussion? If none, we'll take a roll call vote.
Member Soldner,
Yes.
Member Gordon,
yes,
Member Kaisley,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Chairman McIntyre.
Yes, motion is carried unanimously. Item F is a request approval of a resolution authorizing execution and amendment of the Federal CARES Act, Section 5311 grant agreement found on D1A in our stand-up meeting packet. Is there a motion? Let's see. Motion by member Metzger, second by member Soldner. Comments, questions? Any discussion? If none, we'll take a roll call vote.
Member
Yes.
Soldner,
Yes.
Member Gordon,
yes,
Member Kaisley. I don't see him there. Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Member Kaisley,
Yes.
Chairman McIntyre.
Yes, motion's carried unanimously. We'll move on to item G, request approval of a resolution authorizing execution and amendment of the Downstate Operating Assistance Grant Agreement, which was previously discussed in stand-up. Is there a motion to approve? Mr. Member Stolner, is there a second? I don't see a second by member Gordon. Comments, questions, or discussion? All right, this item was previously discussed. There were minor changes sent back, amendment, as we were having staff check. This was originally passed in April out of committee. There's just some language changes that was sent back to us. This item is back to a stand-up, and it is time sensitive. They are expecting signatures to come back. And they're waiting for me to sign them. I've heard from IDOT yesterday on this. And so it is one of those cases where it is just a cleanup item and it is a matter of language. And so that's basically what we were doing that. I hope that answers the questions that member Kaisley had earlier. At this time, I'll ask for a roll call vote.
Member Soldner,
Yes.
Member Gordon,
yes,
Member Kaisley,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Chairman McIntyre.
Yes, motion carried unanimously. Item H did not come to us from the committee. We'll move on to item I, request approval of emergency appropriation ordinance amending McLean County fiscal year 2020 combined appropriation and budget ordinance for Fund 0107. And that can be found on item A1B above. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by member Schaefer. Is there a second? A second by member Barnett. Comments, questions, or discussion? If none, we'll have a roll call vote.
Member Soldner,
Yes.
Member Gordon,
yes,
Member Kaisley,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Chairman McIntyre.
Yes. We'll move on to Item J, which has been tabled to a date certain from committee until September 3rd. So we'll move on to item K, request approval of resolution, McLean County Board continuing the declaration of a disaster pursuant to section 11 of the Illinois Emergency Management Act. Is there a motion to approve? Well, I cannot see what this man's got. Motion by member Gordon, second by member Woolrab. Any comments or discussion? If none, we'll take a roll call vote.
Member Soldner,
Yes.
member Gordon,
yes,
member Kaisley,
yes,
member Erickson,
Yes.
member Schaefer,
Yes.
member Woolrab,
Yes.
member Metzger,
Yes.
member Barnett,
Yes.
Chairman McIntyre.
Yes, motion is approved unanimously. Move on to item I, request to approve an amendment to the employment agreement between McLean County and the county administrator, as was discussed in our committee meeting yesterday. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by member Kaisley. Is there a second? Second by member Solar. Comments or discussion? Questions? If none, we'll have a roll call vote.
Member Soldner,
Yes.
member Gordon,
yes,
member Kaisley,
yes,
member Erickson,
Yes.
member Schaefer,
Yes.
member Woolrab,
Yes.
member Metzger,
Yes.
member Barnett,
Yes.
Chairman McIntyre.
Thank you, yes. Thank you, everyone. That takes care of our executive committee stand-up meeting for today, and this meeting is adjourned. Whew. I cannot-
Okay, now we need to just roll.
Everyone ready there? Long time. Okay, at this time, I'll call the meeting to order, the full county board regular meeting to the August 18th, 2020. And we will have the invocation by member Thompson. Please rise.
Let us pray. Gracious Heavenly Father, we humbly bow before you this day so that we may bring praise, thanks, and glory to you for all that you do for us and all that we have. We thank you for this day, and we thank you for the privilege to serve as leaders in this county. May you grant us the wisdom to make the right decision, the courage to make the tough decisions, and the strength to carry out our duties. Father, we also thank you for those that work for this county. May you bless them and keep them safe in the work that they do. Father, we thank you for this great country in which we live and the freedom for which it stands. May you continue to bless this country and our leaders, and may you protect all who stand to defend the freedoms that we enjoy. We also ask your blessings on those in this world that are struggling. Whatever their challenge is, may you help them to overcome what lies before them. And finally, as we look around, we see division between us on many different issues. My prayer for us is that as we come to solve these issues, is that we treat each other with grace and humility. I pray these things in the name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We'll now ask Mrs. Morlock to call the roll.
Sharon Chung,
Present.
Chuck Erickson,
Present.
William John Friedrich,
Present.
George Gordon,
present,
Elizabeth Johnston,
Present.
Randall Martin,
Present.
Catherine Metzger,
Present.
Carlo Susan Schaefer. Susan Schaefer.
Here, there was a little interference there.
That's right. Logan Smith.
Here.
James Solner.
Here.
Harold Thompson.
Present.
Shana Wachinski. Shana Wachinski. I see her.
Member Wachinski.
Can you hear us? Shana, can you hear me?
Is not unmuted.
Okay.
We see him. Microphone.
George Wynn.
Present.
Lori Woolrab.
Here.
Josh Barnett. Josh Barnett. Jacob Beard.
Present.
Lindsay Bloomfield.
Present.
William Paisley.
Present.
John McIntyre.
Present. So we have all 20 members present, no one absent, so we do have a quorum. And we'll move on to item 5, appearance by members of the public and county employees. I believe we do have, 3 letters that are submitted today to read. Correct. Mr. Morlock, thank you again for doing this.
Sure.
Extra duty.
And I think Chairman, Ms. Rodriguez is going to time me for the 3 minutes per,
Thank you.
okay?
Remember, we have 3 minutes per letter or speech if it was a member of the public in person, for a total of 15 for our county board.
The first comes from Dion McNeil. This may come off long-winded, but bear with me. The administration of the McLean County government and the McLean County Board should take some time to consider why it is important to maintain a McLean County Communications Specialist, also known as CS. As defined under the Communications Specialist job description that can be found on the McLean County's website, quote, at the direction of the county administrator or designee, gathers facts and distributes to the media and produces printed and video material about the McLean County government for dissemination to the public. This position liaises with McLean County department heads and designated program staff by integrating communications and public relations into a cohesive effort that conveys a consistent message in support of the mission, strategic goals, and vision of the organization. In addition, the communications specialist serves as a strategic advisor to senior leaders with respect to communications and public affairs initiatives, period, end quote. As you can understand, the CS plays a vital role in government. Furthermore, 3CMA, which is like LinkedIn, but for communication specialists, managers, and associates, really any communication or PR role in government, to share work and ideas with one another. This site is a nationally recognized site and a tool that both CS from the City of Bloomington and Town of Normal uses. During my tenure time working for the county, I discovered 3CMA through my monthly meetings with both the CS from the City of Bloomington and the Town of Normal. Often I would study this website for communication plan ideas, strategies, tools, and ideas from other CSs, CS apostrophe, that were developed, nationally recognized, and awarded monies for it. I also cross-examine my communications plans and communication audits with the examples shared on 3CMA. Earlier this year, I submitted a few of our COVID-19 graphic materials to the site. The graphics got recognized by many counties. It even got back to Camille Rodriguez, and she called me to tell me a local Houston, Texas municipal had used our graphic because it was so great and informative. What is also unique about this site is that it awards national, state, and local government and grants and monies through a plethora of competitions. Government operations must submit their critically developed communications strategies, tools, marketing plans, and/or materials to win these monies.
Ms. Morlock, I'm sorry, that's time.
Thank you. Next. You ready?
Yes.
The next comment came from, on behalf of Black Lives Matter. Chairman McIntyre, Black Lives Matter Bloomington Normal requests your participation in a public meeting to be held on Sunday, September 20th at 6 p.m. to discuss the current condition at the jail, as well as the contract between the McLean County Board and IC Solutions. Under your leadership and with your signature, McLean County entered a 5-year contract with IC Solutions that includes over a $100,000 quote minimum annual guarantee close quote that increases based on jail occupancy. This effectively creates a financial gain for the county based on incarceration of its residents, in addition to commissions paid out based on usage of phone and video visitation services. While free on-site video visitation was suspended due to the COVID-19 pandemic, IC Solutions not only offered its off-site video visitation services for free, but actually preemptively removed the cost of the service from McLean County Jail for a period of 24-hour period. I apologize. The sheriff's staff ordered that the free off-site video visitation service be removed, thus requiring all expensive usage fees be imposed on the only option for visitation, costing McLean County residents many thousands of dollars during a time of widespread economic hardship and health concern. As McLean County government makes significant financial gains from the sheriff's removal and rejection of free video visitation services from IC Solutions, people detained inside the jail are held for 23 hours a day in a solitary confinement, with many reporting poor treatment and unsafe conditions. Despite the isolation and draconian measures, the sheriff failed to prevent an outbreak of COVID-19 at the jail. Enough is enough. We are calling on your leadership to address the community and these concerns by participating in our public meeting on Sunday, September 20th. It gives an email address by close of business on Friday, August 21st to confirm your participation. Sincerely, Black Lives Matter Bloomington Normal. That's the end of that one.
Got it.
Ready?
Ready.
The next one is from Crystal Abel. To the McLean County Board and County Administration, I am writing to you today to express my concern over the county's lack of communication and the proposal to eliminate the communication specialist position. We are still in a pandemic, and it appears that the county is communicating less and less often with the public. This is unacceptable. Now more than ever, we need for local government bodies to be fully transparent, accessible, and communicative with the public about what is happening and what decisions you are making that impact us, especially our health and safety. I fail to see how eliminating the communication specialist position will help the county communicate better. Even if someone else takes over the responsibilities, it sounds like communication will be secondary to whatever their primary role will be. Recently, county administration made the decision to stop streaming county meetings on Facebook and only stream meetings on YouTube for reasons that do not make sense. I was one of the people standing by waiting to receive the notification on Facebook that the meeting was starting, but it never came. Luckily, I am someone who knew to check YouTube as well. I guarantee you that most people do not know that the county has a YouTube channel. Before the pandemic, there were only 55 people subscribed to the McLean County Government YouTube channel. As of this writing, there are still only 121 subscribers. Out of a total county population of approximately 170,000, that's 0.07%, which is abysmal. If we compare the number of views between YouTube and Facebook, I can guarantee you the meetings that were being streamed to Facebook received much better attendance and interaction from members of the public than the YouTube channel. My biggest issue with all of this is that after the administration made the decision to stop streaming to Facebook, dash when, where, and how was that change communicated to the public? Question mark. Unfortunately, it wasn't which proves my point that communication from our county government is severely lacking. The last example I will give of the county's failure to communicate with the public is the Board of Health meeting on July 8th, 2020. Many people, including myself, were planning to watch this meeting virtually because there were important items on the agenda related to COVID-19 and the termination of the former communications specialist. That Facebook notification also never came, nor was it being streamed on YouTube. The health department's website said all meetings were being streamed on Facebook and YouTube since the board had not yet resumed in-person meetings, paren, so we thought, close paren.
Sorry, Ms. Morlock, that's 3 minutes.
Thank you. And those are the comments that I have tonight.
Thank you, Mrs. Norlock, for taking on the extra duty and doing that. Let's move on our agenda, item 6, which is our consent agenda, which you have before you. What say you? Do we have a motion to approve? Motion by member Bloomfield, second by member Beard. Any comments or questions? Member Metzger?
I would like to vote no to item 6C, which is the Towanda Solar LLC Cypress Creek Renewables. And the reason I'm voting no is that this has a high LISA score, which is in contradictory to the 20-year comprehensive plan. Therefore, we should not be taking land out of production. It has nothing to do with the fact of me not supporting solar. It has everything to do with not following our comprehensive plan.
Okay, we'll let the record show there's a 6CC vote from member Metzger. Anyone else at this time? We got a motion in a second.
I do not have one.
No, we do not. Do we have a motion?
Unless I missed it, I apologize.
Did I miss that already? Yeah. Member Beard was the second one.
So
Okay.
who was the original? I'm sorry.
We'll catch it. Okay,
Mr. Solner
Mr.
was,
Sullivan,
Bloomfield.
or Ms. Bloomfield.
was the first. I apologize. I was getting
Yeah. All in favor of approving the consent agenda as addressed and amended, please raise your hand. Oh, I'm sorry, we have to take another roll call vote.
Member Chung,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Friedrich,
Yes.
Member Gordon,
Yes.
Member Johnston.
Yes.
Member Martin,
Yes.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Robustelli,
Yes.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Smith,
Yes.
Member Soldner. Member Soldner, I didn't hear you. I apologize.
Yeah,
His internet's a little bad.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's saying yes
He said
and
yes.
Oh, so he's
affirmatively
saying yes.
nodding.
Member Thompson,
Yes.
Member Wachinski,
Yes.
Member Went,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Bloomfield,
Yes.
Member Paisley,
Yes.
Chairman McIntyre.
Yes, motion carried unanimously. Item 6D is the transfer ordinance, which requires a 2/3 vote. Is there anyone who wants to register the dissenting vote for the transfer ordinance, item 6D? If none, we'll deem it carried unanimously. And we will move on now. We have no resolutions or congratulations or commendations tonight. So we'll move on to the report of the standing committees, executive committee first. Vice Chairman Solner.
If my internet is just a little slow here today. Executive Committee has one item. Item 7A, 1A, request to approve an amendment to the employment agreement with the administrator, and I so move.
Motion by Vice Chairman Solner. Is there a second? Second by Member Robustelli. Any comments, questions, or discussion? If none, we'll have a roll call vote. Chairman will vote.
Member Chung,
Yes.
member Erickson. Member Friedrich,
Yes.
member Gordon,
yes,
member Johnston,
Yes.
member Martin,
Yes.
member Metzger,
Yes.
member Robustelli,
Yes.
member Schaefer,
Yes.
member Smith,
Yes.
member Soldner,
Yes.
She's saying, thank you. Member Thompson,
Yes.
member Wachinski,
Yes.
member Went,
yes,
member Woolrab,
Yes.
member Barnett,
Yes.
member Beard,
Yes.
member Bloomfield,
Yes.
member Kaisley,
yes,
Chairman McIntyre.
Yes, motion is carried unanimously. We'll move on. Well, I'm back the floor to you, Member Fulmer. We can hear him. He froze up.
That's all Executive Committee has today. I'd be glad to answer any other questions.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. We'll move on to the report of the Health Committee. Schaefer?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Health Committee has one item for action today. Request approval of an emergency appropriation ordinance amending the McLean County fiscal year 2020 combined appropriation and budget ordinance for Fund 107. And this requires a 2/3 vote. And I so move.
A motion by Member Schaefer. Is there a second? Second by Member Metzger. Comments, questions, or discussion? If none, we'll have a roll call vote.
Member Chung,
Yes.
member Erickson,
Yes.
member Friedrich,
Yes.
member Gordon,
yes,
member Johnston,
Yes.
member Martin,
Yes.
member Metzger,
Yes.
member Robustelli,
Yes.
member Schaefer,
Yes.
member Smith,
Yes.
member Soldner,
Yes.
member Thompson,
Yes.
member Wachinski,
Yes.
member Went,
yes,
member Woolrab,
Yes.
member Barnett,
Yes.
member Beard,
Yes.
member Bloomfield,
Yes.
member Kaisley,
yes,
Chairman McIntyre.
Yes, so we had a unanimous vote, approval. That will fulfill the requirement of the statute for a 2/3 vote. And we'll deem it unanimous. We'll move on then back to Member Schaefer.
That's all we have today. And our general report can be found in the unapproved minutes packet.
Thank you. Let's go to the Transportation Committee. Chairman Kaisley.
thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Transportation Committee brings two items. The first is a approval of a resolution authorizing execution and agreement of the CARES Act and then the grant agreement. And I would move that.
Motion by Chairman Kaisley. Is there a second? Second by Member Martin. Comments, questions, or discussion? If none, we'll have a roll call vote.
Member Chung,
Yes.
member Erickson,
Yes.
member Friedrich,
Yes.
member Gordon,
Yes.
Member Johnston. Member Johnston.
Yes.
Thank you. Member Martin.
Yes.
Member Metzger.
Yes.
Member Robustelli.
Yes.
Member Schaefer.
Yes.
Member Smith.
Yes.
Member Soldner.
Yes.
Member Thompson.
Yes.
Member Wachinski.
Yes.
Member Went.
Yes.
Member Woolrab.
Yes.
Member Barnett.
Yes.
Member Beard.
Yes.
Member Bloomfield.
Yes.
Member Kaisley.
Yes.
Chairman McIntyre.
Yes, motion passes unanimously. We'll go back to Chairman Kaisley. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're asking for a vote on a jurisdictional transfer of Seminary Street in the village of Down.
Chairman Kaisley, we're on item B. Request approval of resolution, item B, if you can hear me.
This is for an operating grant from the Downstate Operating Assistance Grant Agreement. And I would move that.
Motion by Chairman Kaisley, we're on item B. Is there a second? Second by Member Smith. Comments or questions? I'm having a little difficult seeing you. Please bear with me. If none, we'll take a roll call vote.
Member Chung.
Yes.
Member Erickson.
Yes.
Member Friedrich.
Yes.
Member Gordon.
Yes.
Member Johnston.
Yes.
Member Martin.
Yes.
Member Metzger.
Yes.
Member Robustelli.
Yes.
Member Schaefer.
Yes.
Member Smith.
Yes.
Member Soldner.
Yes.
Member Thompson.
Yes.
Member Wachinski.
Yes.
Member Went.
Yes.
Member Woolrab.
Yes.
Member Barnett.
Yes.
Member Beard.
Yes.
Member Bloomfield.
Yes.
Member Kaisley.
Yes.
John McIntyre.
Yes, motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. We'll go on to item D, Justice Committee Chairman Gordon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Justice Committee brings 8 items for action to the county board meeting this evening. Pardon me, item D1A, request approval of a violent crime victims assistance program grant agreement with the Office of the State Attorney General and the McLean County State's Attorney's Office, found on pages 157 through 174 in our packet, and I'll move that.
Motion by Chairman Gordon. Is there a second? Second by Member Johnston. Comments, questions, or discussion? None, we'll have a roll call vote.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Member Chung.
Yes.
Member Erickson.
Yes.
Member Friedrich.
Yes.
Member Gordon.
Yes.
Member Johnston.
Yes.
Member Martin.
Yes.
Member Metzger.
Yes.
Member Robustelli.
Yes.
Member Schaefer.
Yes.
Member Smith.
Yes.
Member Soldner.
Yes.
Member Thompson.
Yes.
Member Wachinski.
Yes.
Member Went.
Yes.
Member Woolrab.
Yes.
Member Barnett.
Yes.
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Bloomfield,
Yes.
Member Kaylee,
Yes.
Member McIntyre.
Yes, motion passes unanimously. We'll go on to item B, Chairman Gordon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item D1B, request approval of an emergency appropriation ordinance amending the McLean County fiscal year 2020 combined annual appropriation and budget ordinance, General Fund 0001, Court Services Department 0022, requiring a 2/3 vote to approve, and I'll move that.
Motion by Chairman Gordon. Is there a second? Second by Member Thompson. Comments or questions or discussions? This will be a roll call vote. No.
Okay. Member Chung,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Friedrich,
Yes.
Member Gordon,
Yes.
Member Johnston,
Yes.
Member Martin,
Yes.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Robustelli,
You have to have somebody.
Yes.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Smith,
Yes.
Member Solner,
Yes.
Member Thompson,
Yes.
Member Wachinski,
Yes.
Member Went,
Yes.
Member Woolram,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Bloomfield,
Yes.
Member Kaylee,
Yes.
Member McIntyre.
Yes, motion passed unanimously. That does meet our 2/3 vote requirement statute. And we'll move on back to you, Member Gordon. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item D1C, request approval of a change order to modify the contract with the National Center for State Courts. I move that.
Motion by Chairman Gordon. Is there a second? Second by Member Soldner. Comments or questions? Discussion? Member Beard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And if I may offer, and at the recommendation of the chairman, I would be happy to combine as many of these as is appropriate going forward, as much as to save Julie's voice in about 20 minutes of saying yes, unless anyone has comments. I would be happy to combine the remaining items under justice at your discretion.
Well, there are some items that are going to require to be on record for individual votes. I really do appreciate that.
I'm fine. Thank you very much. I'm
Thank you.
fine.
We're checking on that. I'd be happy to sub in for Julie here. She's having a little voice problems at this time. We'll see if we can get through this or not. I will call the roll for us.
We're ready for 7D.
We're ready for roll call for
C.
item C.
Okay, thank you, sir. Member Chung,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Friedrich,
Yes.
Member Gordon,
Yes.
Member Johnston,
Yes.
Member Martin,
Yes.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Robustelli,
Yes.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Smith,
Yes.
Member Soldner,
Yes.
Member Thompson,
Yes.
Member Wachinski,
Yes.
Member Went,
Yes.
Member Woolram,
Yes.
Member Barnett, Member Barnett,
I don't see you.
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Bloomfield,
Yes.
Member Kaylee.
Yes.
Try one more time. Member Barnett.
Member that is technically not.
Honestly,
with us.
technically with us.
So we'll have 19 yes, so I'll vote.
Vote yes. Member McIntyre.
Yes,
Thank you.
19 yes votes, and we'll write down Member Barnett as being present at this time. Member Gordon, you have the floor at your discretion if you'd like to combine D and E. for the designation that the Violent Crimes Victims Assistance Program grants are between CAC and CASA. That's fine. That's your discretion.
Mr. Chairman, I was going to propose that possibility, subject only to advice from legal counsel. If there would be no problem with that, I'm happy to combine them.
All right.
Good to go?
We have approval.
All right. Then we will combine items D1, D, and E. Request approval of Violent Crime Victims Assistance Program grant agreements by and between the State of Illinois Office of the Attorney General and McLean County. In one case, the Children's Advocacy Center. In the second case, item E, McLean County CASA. And I will move that combined proposal.
Motion by Chairman Gordon, second by Member Casely. Those can be found on pages 189 to 205, 206, and 222 if you need any clarification on the two. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Any questions? We'll take a roll call vote if you are ready.
Member Chung,
Yes.
Member Friedrich,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Gordon,
Yes.
Member Johnston,
Yes.
Member Martin,
Yes.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Robustelli,
Yes.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Smith,
Yes.
Member Solner,
Yes.
Member Thompson,
Yes.
Member Wojcinski,
Yes.
Member Went,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Bloomfield. Yes. Member Casely,
Yes.
Member McIntyre.
Yes, motion passes unanimously. Chairman Gordon, you have the floor.
Thank you, sir. Item D1F, request approval of an Illinois Criminal Justice Information Authority grant agreement for Adult Redeploy Illinois through court services, and I'll move that.
Motion by Chairman Gordon. Is there a second? Second by Member Schaefer. Comments or questions or discussion? If none, we'll have a roll call vote.
Member Chung,
Yes.
Member Erickson, Member Erickson,
Yes.
thank you. Member Friedrich,
Yes.
Member Gordon,
Yes.
Member Johnston,
Yes.
Member Martin,
Yes.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Robustelli,
Yes.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Smith,
Yes.
Member Solner,
Yes.
Member Thompson,
Yes.
Member Wojcinski,
Yes.
Member Went,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Bloomfield. Yes. Member Casely,
Yes.
Member McIntyre.
Yes. Motion carried unanimously. We'll take a moment here. Okay, Chairman Gordon, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. 5 down, 2 to go. Item D1G. Request approval of an intergovernmental agreement between the State of Illinois Department of Children and Family Services, DCFS, and the County of McLean for the Children's Advocacy Center. I move that.
Motion by Chairman Gordon. Is there a second? Second by Member Bloomfield. Comments or questions or discussion? We'll take a roll call vote.
Member Chung,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Friedrich,
Yes.
Member Gordon,
Yes.
Member Johnston,
Yes.
Member Martin,
Yes.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Obaseli,
Yes.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Smith,
Yes.
Member Solner,
Yes.
Member Thompson,
Yes.
Member Wachinski,
Yes.
Member Went,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes. Yes.
Member Barnett,
I'll take it.
Yes.
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Bloomfield. Yes. Member Paisley,
Yes.
Member McIntyre.
Yes. Very unanimously. Member Gordon, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our final item is item D1H, request approval of a grant agreement between the Children's Advocacy Center of Illinois and the Children's Advocacy Center of McLean County. And I move that.
Motion by Chairman Gordon and second by Member Thompson. Comments or questions? Discussion? We will have a roll call vote.
Member Chung,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Friedrich,
Yes.
Member Gordon,
Yes.
Member Johnston,
Yes.
Member Martin,
Yes.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Robustelli,
Yes.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Smith,
Yes.
Member Soldner,
Yes.
Member Thompson,
Yes.
Member Wachinski,
Yes.
Member Went,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Bloomfield,
Yes.
Member Paisley,
Yes.
Chairman McIntyre, I'm
Yes.
sorry, yes.
Motion passes unanimously. Chairman Gordon, you have the floor.
We thank you. We have no other items for action this evening. Our general report can be found in the unapproved minutes on pages 15 through 21, and I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Thank you, Chairman Gordon, and thank you for all that extra time and work put in on that. And thank you, Julie, for all the roll calls that we're required to have. We'll go on to the report of Finance Committee Chairman Solder.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Finance has two items today. The first one is E1A, request approval of an intergovernmental agreement between the city of Bloomington, county of McLean for use of the arena as a voting center on election day, November 3rd, 2020. I believe Ms. Michael is available if there's any questions. I would make that motion.
Motion by Chairman Solner, second by Member Woolrab. Comments or questions? Discussion? If not, we'll have a roll call vote.
Member Chung,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Friedrich,
Yes.
Member Gordon,
Yes.
Member Johnston,
Yes.
Member Martin,
Yes.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Robustelli,
Yes.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Smith,
Yes.
Member Soldner,
Yes.
Member Thompson,
Yes.
Member Wachinski,
Yes.
Member Went,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Bloomfield,
Yes.
Member Paisley,
Yes.
Chairman McIntyre.
Yes. Motion passes unanimously. Chairman Solder.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Second item finance has today is I'm sorry, it's E1B, request approval of a resolution of the County of McLean authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental cooperation agreement between the county, the town of Normal, McLean County, Illinois, and authorizing Normal to exercise the powers of the County of McLean in connection with an MCC program and the loan finance program. I so move.
Motion by Chairman Solner, second by Member Bloomfield. Comments or questions? If none, we'll have a roll call vote.
Member Chung,
Yes.
Member Erickson,
Yes.
Member Friedrich,
Yes.
Member Gordon,
yes,
Member Johnston,
Yes.
Member Martin,
Yes.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Robustelli,
Yes.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Smith,
Yes.
Member Soldner,
Yes.
Member Thompson,
Yes.
Member Wachinski,
Yes.
Member Wendt,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Bloomfield,
Yes.
Member Kaisley,
Yes.
Chairman McIntyre.
Yes, motion passes unanimously. Vice
That's
Chairman
all.
Solner, you have anything else?
That's
to
all
add?
fine. No, that's all finance has today. I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Thank you. We'll move on to the report of the Land Use and Development Committee. Chairman Erickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Land Use and Development Committee has no items to be presented for action. Our item was item 6C1D on the consent agenda. I do feel it is incumbent upon me as chairman of this committee to let the members of the county board know that the Land Use and Development Committee does have authority to propose amendments to the zoning ordinance. And that was the first amendment that we had proposed. So if that's what happened, we weren't able to do it before, and it seemed that that's something that the Land Use and Development Committee should have authority to do. With that said, Mr. Chairman, we have no other items to present. Our general report can be in the unapproved minutes, and if anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you, Chairman Erickson. Thank you for doing that, and thank you for your report. We'll move on to the Property Committee. Chairman Barnett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The only item Property Committee was scheduled to bring before the full board was tabled to our September committee meeting. Therefore, we have no items to bring before the board today. A copy of our report can be found in the general minutes packet, and I'd be happy to answer any questions from the full board.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to item H, County Administrator's Report. Ms. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Chairman. The County Administrator's Office does not have any items to present for action at this time. I would like to just make a couple of comments about some observations I've made about county government and about the community, just to bring some positivity, as we all have been this evening, to the discussion. So I'd like to note that, whereas the pandemic, we're obviously dealing with it in our community, and our wish, I'm sure your wish like mine would be that we had 0 cases in our community. That is just not the case. But I will report, as per our McLean County Health Department website, that our 7-day rolling positivity rate is at 2%. I do know we've seen an increase in some of our positive days that we've noted as we watch the numbers, but overall we have a 2% positivity rate. And unfortunately for some of our neighboring counties, they are seeing double that at 4%, and even in Metro East is at 8%, and they have had to scale back some of their activities and and are required to change some of their openings back to closures or reduction in services there. So I do think that, again, while we wish we were not experiencing COVID at all, we are doing well to wear our masks and watch our distance and wash our hands here in McLean County. And I think that's a great thing. I want you to know internally in our operations, just recently we averted cybersecurity attacks and during a real malicious opportunity. I know that it's very regularly that we see some of you even report that you're getting emails at times that are obviously not originating from true email accounts, but we want you to know that the efforts that our IT department and all staff have made to take cybersecurity training, and then obviously your policies to assist with the insurance associated with that is a wise thing to do because cybersecurity threats are real. The other thing I'd like to report is that, amidst a pandemic, and amidst, us all using a lot of technology, and which is why I brought up cybersecurity, a lot of folks in McLean County and probably beyond are visiting our beautiful Kamlara Park. I think it's such a positive thing that this month we had a report from our Parks Director, Mike Steffa, that people are hiking and biking and fishing and boating out at Kamlara Park. It was unfortunate that we couldn't all enjoy each other's company out there this year at the regular annual picnic and enjoy some bingo and have some food together for obvious reasons, being in a pandemic. But it's great to know that families are getting out to the park. It's great to know that your support of the park staff to purchase a pontoon boat has really paid off. The revenue that's been generated from the rental of that boat is making it such a worthwhile decision by you. And overall, just doesn't it feel good to know that people are enjoying the beauty of Kamlara Park during a time when it's been pretty hard for folks to adjust to the changes that have to have been implemented because of this pandemic. So those are just some of the things I wanted to share with you as part of my county administrator report. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. We'll move on to item 8, other business and communication. Do we have other business at this time? Member Solner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I know procedurally, I believe the jurisdiction transfer for the Village of Downs is now done, and I'm hoping that encouraging Downs to come back with another suggestion. I was involved a little bit in some of the plans out there for what they'd like to do for the downtown is something to improve the downtown, not only just for the businesses, but also for safety. And although I do agree with the members of the Transportation Committee, they're concerned for restricting travel of either ag or commercial or whatever, I do hope Downs will consider doing something, and hopefully we can come to some kind of agreement in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or business? Member Roselli.
Mr. Chairman, I just had a quick question for our administrator. Is she still up there? I just wanted to ask her about an HR policy.
Yes, she is available now.
I'm here.
Okay, great. The question I have really involves sort of our policies around masking for our staff. When I say staff, I do not mean elected officials. I mean county staff who are coming in and out of the building, going from and to offices. And so I just wondered if we currently have an HR policy that indicates a requirement for staff to be masked as they are moving around county facilities. And I wondered if you can clear that up for me.
Absolutely. Thank you for providing me with that opportunity. Our personnel policies are codified. They are within the McLean County Code. And so at this time, I have not come to the county board to request that that be changed. But what I have done is issue a COVID operations guide, which articulates to staff when and where they should be wearing a face covering or a mask. That does include, and I'm not reading from that guide obviously right now, but that does include when they cannot be socially distant from each other, when they're moving about a building. A little bit of feedback, I apologize to those. Here we go. No problem. I just didn't want to have it be a distraction. So I'll reiterate, when our staff cannot socially distance, when they are moving about a building, because you never can know when you might come upon someone and have to pass them or ride an elevator or even walk the stairs, which we encourage, and pass another individual. And so those are the times when our staff should be donning a face covering or a mask. Obviously, if staff have some kind of medical reason why they cannot wear a mask, then they will articulate as much to their supervisors. But that is the message that we are giving our department heads to cascade to their staff. But again, I have not codified that within our personnel policies. It is just something that we set as an expectation for everyone. And we have posted in many buildings signs to do the same. Yeah.
Thank you. I just would say, to me, I think it's very difficult for an employee to determine whether or not they're walking from one area to the other and there is 6 feet. I mean, how many people know what 6 feet distancing looks like? So I would just say, I think we should codify that. I think we need very clear expectations of the staff. I think it's not atypical. From my very little research, including my own employer, there are those policies in place. And I think we know that is a public health mitigation tactic. And additionally, I think we have the added responsibility of modeling leadership around this issue. We know masking is the way to reduce the spread of this virus. So I would just say, I hope you would consider codifying this and bringing it forward so that it has the weight of a policy and our HR department could enforce it and investigate it appropriately. In addition to that, I just want to make a comment that I made during our stand-up meeting in finance, and that is just make an observation. And that is, at least this meeting, I feel like the stand-up agenda got a little away from us. I mean, we had 23 items. We spent 47 minutes in stand-up, and I don't think that that's ideal. I don't think that's a good way of doing county business. I understand that sometimes items come up, but some of these items, for example, I mean, we passed a resolution continuing an emergency declaration in a stand-up meeting. I mean, I don't understand why that didn't go through a committee and have the normal process. So I just want to point out again that I think our stand-up committee meetings really should be very limited in the scope. It should really be limited to things for which there are emergencies. There are no other options. Otherwise, we're really usurping our committee structure, which I think would be detrimental to good policymaking. So I just want to make that comment for you, Chairman.
Thank you for those suggestions and observations, Member Robustelli. Any other business? I would like to say that some of you in the past 3 weeks or so.
Mr. Chairman, excuse me, Ms. Wachitsky's hand has been up. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me finish and then I'll call on Member Wachitsky. I'm sorry, where is?
She's on the top, up there. It's a little dark.
Oh. Shana, I'm sorry, I couldn't see you up there. It's very dark. Okay, we'll go ahead with Ms. Wachitsky. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think this question would also be for Camille. And maybe you've discussed this before, but I know I keep getting a lot of questions about it. Can you explain why there is a delay in reported positive cases between the IDPH site and between McLean County?
Like currently, it says we have 55 more positive cases than what was reported today.
So without Ms. McKnight here, she could probably do a much better job than I. So I will attempt, Member Wachinski and all the membership. There are a variety of labs now conducting testing. They are all funneling their information to IDPH. IDPH does fact checking and then sends the verifiable numbers to the county health departments. And so there is always a delay sometimes in the information that is received inside a portal that the health department employees check regularly in receipt of that information. What we've even noticed anecdotally, Member Wachinski, is that people are getting their positive reports about being positive for COVID way in advance of even the health department. And so they will be proactive and they will know about contact tracing and they will call the health department and say, hi, you know, I got my positive test and I know you do contact tracing. You know, how come no one's called me? And we haven't even necessarily received that information yet. So if there was something magical that we could do to have all of that be simultaneous, I assure you, and I'm sure Ms. McKnight would articulate the same, that is the way we would prefer it. But that is one of the reasons for that lag in information. And I do believe there's fact checking. I'll even add to this, I check in with my colleagues in Wisconsin because that's state public health. And I've noticed some bumps in their road because they've been reporting cases, even unfortunately deaths, that then they inappropriately reported. So I don't take that lightly. I think that it's a serious thing to have to report a death and then to pull it back and to say that was a misreport. And sometimes they're even getting misinformation at that serious level. So I know that the fact checking occurs on multiple levels and it just takes a bit sometimes for us to obtain that information.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Is there anyone else? Comments? I would just like to say in the past 3 weeks or so, some of you have received emails with my name on them from a different source, requesting everything from gift cards and so on. If that happens, please believe me that I haven't requested any gift cards. And either 3 weeks ago or this week, I did report this to IT. They've checked it out. Before you open an email from me, from my personal one, my email is JD Mac, and so there's a Mac. So if you can remember Mac, look at it first, because if you look closely, the emails that you're receiving came from a fictitious or a borrowed website at the time before you open it for your protection. It's been a malicious thing that I've had to deal with. I do appreciate all of you letting me know, giving me a heads up on it. And I wish there was some way that we could prevent that. Right now, I believe they're getting your email addresses off our website, our county website. And so that's one of those things that happen. Thank you for letting me know. No, we don't need any gift cards right now. I appreciate the thought though, but it's something that it's becoming somewhat of a distraction for me. Anybody else have any comments? Thank you. We had a few technical problems here. It's difficult with all these roll call votes that are required of us to conduct a meeting as a virtual meeting. I do have before me bills to pay. These have been approved in the amount of $7,014,419.93. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by Member Friedrich, second by Member Bloomfield. Are there any comments or questions about the bills at this time? If not, we'll have a roll call vote.
Member Chung.
Yes.
Member Erickson. Member Erickson?
Yes.
Thank you. Member Friedrich?
Yes.
Member Gordon,
Yes.
Member Johnston,
Yes.
Member Martin,
Yes.
Member Metzger,
Yes.
Member Robustelli,
Yes.
Member Schaefer,
Yes.
Member Smith,
Yes.
Member Soldner,
Yes.
Member Thompson,
Yes.
Member Wachinski,
Yes.
Member Wendt,
Yes.
Member Woolrab,
Yes.
Member Barnett,
Yes.
Member Beard,
Yes.
Member Bloomfield,
Yes.
Member Kaisley,
Yes.
Chairman McIntyre.
Yes. Motion carries unanimously. The bills will be paid. Does anyone else have anything to add at this time? If not, then this meeting is adjourned. Thank you for your cooperation.